Hey everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris. I'm down in my basement with my new bike, Wakanda Forever, and I'm going to start taking it apart so I can oil it up, clean it up, and put it back together with a bunch of new parts. Like and subscribe. Alright, so I've got a bag that I'm going to use to put all the parts that I plan on keeping in here. And the stuff that's going to get trashed is just going to get trashed. I'm finding, since I've got a lot of bikes down here right now, that having a bag or something just to keep parts in has been pretty helpful. So I'm going to start with taking this chain off. And that is not going to be saved. Make sure that pin is centered before you start pushing it through. It should take a little bit of effort, but you certainly don't want to be exerting a lot of muscular force. If you are, you're doing too much and you're probably about to break something. And not in a good way. That's done. Next, I'm going to put a zip tie on here to hold the cable in place. Just cut that off. Cut this little so make it a little bit easier. No reason to not save that little booty. I was going to save that, but forget it. Another zip tie down here. And I'm actually going to save the cable housing because that will make it a lot easier when I go to get new cable. Instead of like remeasuring on the bike, I can just measure this and just cut it to the same length here. And I usually go just a little bit long, but just in case. But we'll save that as a starting point. Brake calipers are so chewed up. Let's take this wheel off. Just testing to see how springy those were. If they worked well. Thinking I might just replace them though. Pro Max doesn't sound very impressive. easier to reach. Now, let's, Nate really wants the seed off of this. Undecided if I'm going to give it to him or not. Looks like. Let's go from front to back, shall we? So, now I need a small head screwdriver. Works just fine for this type of thing. Probably doesn't even need to be quite this small. It's a tiny little guy. Right. I think 14 millimeter? Yes. There we go. Now when you're doing cranks and pedals, they tighten towards the front and loosen towards the back. So the drive side or right side is righty-tighty, whereas the left side is lefty-tighty. So make sure you're going the right way. So on this side, I'm doing righty, righty-loosey, which just sounds weird. The easiest way to do that. Try to position things so I have a good amount of leverage to do them. Sometimes I cheat and use my leg. Where's this one? Am I crazy here? I might be tighter than that. Let's try that again. Maybe I'm wrong. I can never remember. Let's try the other way. That felt like I was tightening it. It really did. Or that's because righty, tighty. Huh. It gets so confusing. Either way, I just turned it a little bit in that direction. Ooh. Oh, woo! This one doesn't want to. There we go. Jesus. So my bad. Take back what I said. That's pedals, not cranks. I can't remember. Do what feels right. So I'm doing, yeah, that's a lefty loosey. Whatever. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly. I better take this front wheel off. Try to distribute this weight a little more equally. Yay. There we go. Alright. Now we're getting someplace. What was I grabbing? This. And this. So I did do a video on how to remove cranks. So using the crank puller tool. Turning this way to try to get it to kind of fall into place. It doesn't seem to be doing that though. Alright, so let's just see if it will catch here. That actually doesn't need to be super tight. I should have just taken the pedal off to make this a little bit easier. Yeah, see how it just pushes right off there? Pushes right off. Let's go ahead and put it in the bag. Let's put it in the bag. Repeat the same process and loosen that up. Now, even though this is an older bike, K2, I read they stopped making them. They discontinued these back in 2005, I think it was. So this bike is at the very least 7 years old, I guess. Wait, is that right? It's 2022. Was it 2005? I think it was 2005, I read. Yeah, 17 years old. But everything seems to be, so far, pretty well lubricated and coming apart nice and easy. So, consider that all to be a good signs. Excuse me. Now, let's see. Yes, that is the right size. So this is the Park Tool BBT 22. Very common size for this sort of thing. Now this is where I wish I had a regular socket, because mine looks like this, which is, it's made by the Cobalt, which is the Lowe's, I don't know, brand. And I think it's a pretty innovative design, but it's not compatible with a lot of things. So here I am, stuck using this in combination with it instead of just like a regular socket could go in there. If I had one, but I don't. Let's see if I get the direction right here. I feel like with the bottom bracket, it loosens up the other way. I don't know why this won't stay on. It's a bit annoying. Try this side instead. Oh boy. This is gonna be difficult. Because this stand is constantly wanting to tip over. Step. Let's see if I can do it. That way it'll go. Let's try it the other way. Which way did I try it first? Was it forward? I think I did try forward first. I thought these were reversed. Does not help that it doesn't want to stay in there. And it's very gritty. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's like this, a lot of gritty sounds when I try to stick this in there. Let me clean it out a little bit with my good old friend WD-40. Take a brush. Again. go in the opposite direction. It immediately wants to fall right out. Did not get any. I can't get it to stay on. Alright, so in that case, I'm going to fight with this for so long before I have to do something else. Something drastic. Like that. There we go. Now let's try this. It's making me question if this is the correct tool. I believe it is. I feel like that time it turned. Or not. Yeah, it did. There we go. So which way is that? This one is going... it's upside down. We're just going whichever direction it's going in. Just gonna set that down on the ground. And let's see what I can do here. To be honest, I'm not sure what direction I'm supposed to be turning in here anymore. I wasn't sure from the get-go, but let's just see what happens. I'm going to try this way first. It does not want to. Yeah, it really does not want to stay on there. here's what the other side looks like. Hold it like that. It's got some, got a little wobble in it. Wobble baby, wobble baby. All right. There. While I'm down here, let's get this hosing out of here if I can. Okay. See my ferrule. Let's put this back in the stand. All right. So now, what can you guys see on screen? Let's take this stuff off. Same as the back. To take that off. Okay. And a little repeat for the top of removing the these things, the what you call it, the cable. If it will go through here. I'm probably gonna just replace this whole. Why won't it go through? What is happening in here? It appears to be pretty bent. Oh, jeez, okay. That seemed excessive. Okay. Oh, the shifter cable was actually still there on that side. Okay. Now, let's just Let's see, can you see that? So you can just peel this back like that. And then now I can push that out. Just like so. Alright. Now let's see what happens if I loosen this up. What condition that's going to be in. Oh, as I feared. This might be. Yep, that doesn't want to come loose. Kind of suspected that. Let's loosen this here. See if it makes any difference. Boy, we'll take a look. See all this rust here? Can you see it? Right down in here. So I kind of anticipated that. I hoped it wouldn't be a problem. But this is a fairly common thing to happen. Just gonna let that soak down that way. And then there's a hole in the bottom. Let's fill her up. See what happens. I'm going to use this wheel to maybe give myself a little bit more leverage. Ooh, there we go. All right. So it broke free, at least in part. Oh, and I've got a nice puddle of WD-40 down here on the floor, pooling out. All right, take this wheel off. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. That was not nearly as bad as that could have been. Not even close. That came out almost too easy. Even. Too easy. Put all that rust on there though. Right. Throw that piece in the bag. Let's see what else we got here. All right, now we have more bearings here. And these are on a nice track, so you don't have to worry about losing them. Still very greasy. I mean, some of that is like rinsed out because of WD-40 that is drenched in here. I'm probably not gonna take these forks apart. That's probably where I stop. So we'll come back to that. I'll do some research if it's possible to take them apart without like destroying them. If they're serviceable. And that, my friends, is it. Bike is stripped down to just the frame. And that's going to make cleaning and inspecting it, and if I wanted to paint it, you know, at that point I could clean out the stickers and strip it down and everything and do that. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to take off the dump stickers, like this warning label and made in China, stuff like that, and leave the rest and just clean it. That's what I believe I'm going to do. All right. Check out the next video in the playlist, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be next to playlist, actually, but next video, next steps, if you're enjoying this. Oh, you know, I got a couple of bolts here to remove. That's nothing, though. All right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.